Hello.
You stopped counting. Wow.
Ryan, you know what? You need to be a part of the process. Do you understand?
Part of a process.
Somebody tell me if we're going for live.
I don't. Josh stopped counting, so I don't think we've started yet.
I am being murdered. Hello. I'm Jeffrey K. Horcrims. And these are all the same. Okay, that's a water bottle. Okay, I'm sorry. I just looked down there, Kate, and I saw like a clear bottle with a clear liquid inside. And I was like, oh shit. I guess it's going to be that kind of table talk. Wow.
A whole gallon of PCP?
Wish.
Liquid PCP?
Liquid PCP.
Is that one of the kinds?
Hard to get.
It could be nuke. Hello.
Worth it though.
No, listen. Everybody chill out. I have a document here. I have a script. I'm supposed to execute this script.
Why do we have to chill out?
Yeah, I have a doctor's note. Says I don't have to run laps.
Jerry, announce Idle Champions code giveaway. We're giving away a big dinar bundle featuring an unlock for Dinar Blitz and the glittering Dragon King himself. 42 dinar gold chests and an exclusive golden epic right now. And another during Table Talk. Well, listen, that's where we're at right now. Also, for all Steam players, log in with your Steam account to unlock Dinar and 4 other champions for free. Now, we used to run, I would do it with Dave and I would also do it with Tristan, which is to say a stream about Idle Champions. And Dinar actually figures prominently in a lot of endgame builds in that game. So it's something to consider. Take a look. Now, I am also supposed to trigger the Level Up Dice Mystery Set giveaway to please. It is being triggered, which is to say, obviously become vigorous in the chat context. Now, next up, if you saw our Better Advice panel, you might be a little curious about the Spice and Dice event that we're going to do for PAX Oz Online.
Because we didn't give you any details about it.
There wasn't a lot of information there, except for the idea that we're going to be consuming spicy gummies, which are ranked from 1 spice to 5 spice. And that's actually something that we do a lot on our Wargame streams as well. Anytime we lose a model, we tend to consume Scoville, rich spices, sometimes north of 2 or 3 mil. It does happen. Now, be on the lookout for more info soon.
This info is good for me because I didn't know this when I agreed to do this. It was like, hey, do you want to play D&D on the thing? I was like, sure. And then it's like, oh, guess what? If you lose a fucking dice roll, you got to cut off the end of a pinky. It's like, what?
We have one of those cigar things, and we're just going to snip it off. Now,
you'll notice, by the way, that everybody here agreed to it except me. And that's because I read the whole email.
Yeah, and you knew better.
I thought everyone else would have to eat them. I thought I didn't have to eat them.
Now, be on the lookout for more info soon, especially as the Crawl Spaces and Critters Gummy Mini Kickstarter launches in a few weeks. Now, Chris, who is the dungeon master for this game?
It's going to be me, and it's also going to be me coughing and wheezing and miserable as I try to incorporate the sound of my own death rattle into the narrative for people to enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Like a status effect.
There have been games on stream, miniature games where we ate pure capsaicin, like the oil extract for real. We ate like raw, dried scorpion peppers and so forth. Like, I am totally cranked for this. I can't even imagine the fear.
Why?
I'm ready to get dialed in 100%. I love this stuff. I'll tell you why, Chris, and you're going to understand immediately once I say it. As soon as I eat the spicy pepper, I forget all the things that I typically worry about, and I only worry about death. And that's nice. For me, that's a comfort.
Look, I want you to know I blame Jerry entirely. Chris has never done anything wrong, and I will direct all of my after the show, spicy gummy related tummy issues, directly to Jerry's driveway.
Jerry's toilet. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Right, yeah.
His outdoor toilet.
On that capacious, on my outdoor shitter, you're gonna go hog ass wild. That's what it sounds like to
It's
me.
gonna be a slip and slide in your yard. Yeah.
Every sobbing dump I take later that day, you're gonna get an angry text.
Oh my god, we're talking about
Again.
Ultimately,
Again.
ultimately, at the end of the day, we're talking about inflammation. The end. Now, the next is the top donor callouts that has a very specific arc. Buckle up. Now, still, how are things at the hut?
All right. I'm looking at the thing to make sure we're on point.
No, we're
I
good.
feel like I was
You're
thinking.
checking the agenda. Wow.
I always
No, we
am.
haven't.
And I'm like, I got a minute or two. I could zone out. All right. All right. Present. What are we doing? What do you need?
Not dinar.
Yeah, this is the top donor situation, Mr. Hartman.
No, I don't think it is. All right. Fine.
Just
I'll
try
go.
it.
I'll go.
Yeah, just try it out.
All right.
Just do it on your own.
He was
Have fun with it.
vamping.
It's
Try
a
it on.
joke. Jesus. Welcome to Table Talk. It's your first time here? Take a seat. Several will be with you in a moment.
It
Please
seems like someone just ran an event last
Yeah.
weekend. Ho
Yeah,
ho!
can you tell? Things are great at the hut. I'm a bird. I'm not Dinar. I'm someone different, but it's a very similar pattern. Well, we're having a good time here, aren't we, folks? Yeah, I'm eating things at the hut, and it's delicious. And we've got this customer who won't leave, so we had to give him a job. None of us have ever heard this name before. This is going to be a new one. Get ready. Hold on to your socks because they're going to go flying across the room when I tell you the name is Tyrannosaurus.
Oh wow!
Oh.
There you go.
Hey, before we move off the topic of socks,
Yeah.
Ryan, I just want you to know that somebody gave me a pair of these
Who could have done it? Who?
at PAX,
Yeah,
and
who was it?
all they said
Who
it was
loves
your
gifts?
it was your fault. That was it.
Oh, it was Tyrannosaurus.
Oh,
Who
What
we had a
can't
chance.
Tyrannosaurus do?
Who we had a
That's the
chance to meet.
question.
I was talking to a cool person, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And they're like, "Hey, I'm Tyrannosaurus." I was like, "Holy shit!
The legend.
Holy shit!"
Oh,
You got
the
about
man, the myth, the legend.
8 Yum Yum Hut franchises at this point.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be Dinar's next character. Dinar.
Yeah.
Ryan. Who?
In-
Oh God.
Who's that? Now, Prism.
Yes.
Have you been able to manifest anything from your vision board?
I absolutely have. And I will surprise no one to know that Dr. Mondo, not the first, not the second, but the seventh.
Really?
Which you can't see because it's all blown out by the brightness of how big a fan this person is.
the
for
gleam,
me.
the gleam, the
gleam.
shine.
They'll be getting a token of my appreciation and know that Dr. Mondo 7, you're mwah. I'm a fan of you. I don't know. I don't have a call off sign yet, but we're workshopping.
It's superior. Now, you spent 10 8. Has there been anyone at the gym that sort of piqued your curiosity?
Rule number 351 is you do not correct someone's form unless they ask for it. I am at gym. I see a sweaty figure, and they are squatting back round. And I think, oh no, this is bad squat. But no, only to train certain kind of muscle I not even have in my anatomy.
Right.
And
right.
I shake hand is S ranker. And I say, I found this bit of garbage on the street. Would you like
that's got
this
shine to it.
sparkly garbage? I hate it. It's yours now.
Trash. I mean, literal trash. Now, Quiver. Have you had any particularly novel or interesting targets this week?
Yes, it is very strange, but I found in 2 places I have been casting my attention, and one of these has paid off, and that is the donor's name, Ben Toma and Cake. And I've not heard this name before, I don't think, but I congratulate them. But the other place, the second place, is I found a I will send this to them, but it is similar to this. This was under my windshield. But there is no date or information. There's no phone number. There's no, I do not know how to use this.
All right, now, Cauldron Tipper. Oh. Cauldron Tipper. Now,
Who's tipping?
I'll tell you, it's Tyrannosaurus. Now, I mean, obviously, it makes sense. I mean, we can trace it back. I mean, it makes sense. But I also had a chance this last weekend to meet this individual who has been such a stalwart supporter of the program, along with Katrin Melke, actually. Indeed, I talked to both of them at the same time, and I was overjoyed. Just because it took us, obviously, when we started doing the game again, we wanted to make sure that we could do it together all at the same time. We wanted to look at each other's faces. And so now that we have come back and it's a weekly event, it's such a delight. This is yucky. I don't know what is happening with the hands.
It's what's on my shirt. It's just 2 scissors, nothing else.
See, this whole time, Tristan, I thought I saw 1 scissors, and I was like, "Hey, that makes sense." And now I see that it's a scissor scenario.
It was then that I was cutting you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, but it should be said, obviously, cauldrons were tipped by Tyrannosaurus, and of course, we honor and support that person. 100%. Now,
Tyrannosaurus, by the way, I just want to. I had a long conversation with Tyrannosaurus.
did you?
Did not introduce himself to me as Tyrannosaurus. Did not know who it was. Just handed me some pee-pee socks and had a really wonderful conversation. So great to meet you, Tyrannosaurus.
I thought you were going to say, I didn't know who this person was. And let me say, I was very polite.
I did my best.
I would not have been that polite if I had known. Yeah.
No. Now, item 5 on the list, winner callouts, Idle Champions codes. Would you be startled to learn that the Big Dinar bundle went to Katrin Melke, who I also spoke with this weekend, and Everything, I think is the correct pronunciation. Of course, we love to see it. Now, it should also be established, my understanding from the chat, because I was there in its entirety, is that Turismo Blue, this is their first live showing of the program, and they came away with the Rosie Codex from Elderwood Academy, which I think is very good.
It's very elegant. It's very classy. They did a lovely job with it.
It feels like some Rosie shit. Like it felt right to me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's showing
Alyssa just dropped an image in the document. It's so tasty.
It's a mwah.
Yeah. Now, Level Up Dice, Mystery Dice Set, Grok Monkey. Love to see it. Love to see those new names in there. Saw a bunch of new names in chat today as well. Very, very enthusiastic about it. Now, MVP.
Oh my God.
It's not up to me.
Did we
Is
skip
it
4?
4?
No,
We completely did.
We'll get to it. After MVP, I'll drop it back in.
Great.
Wow.
Gotta stay on top of this itinerary. Apparently.
See, this is why you have multiple eyes. What should we nominate for?
Inanimate object. We got an egg.
What about the
hot
boat?
Hot rock.
with the arrow smelled around the world.
Oh,
The
the
arrow.
arrow was very cool.
Was very cool. Yeah. Agreed with that.
Just
The arrow. Yeah. You roll a 20 and take down a dragon. I roll a 20 and find a stick.
Yeah. Or nothing.
Yeah.
Or nothing.
Or not.
to confirm the presence of
the
nothing.
stick's in the inventory. All right.
No, but I'm saying like in the
That's a
barn.
fucking, Chekhov stick.
Yeah, Act 3. Get ready for that stick, y'all.
Well, it's because apparently Jerry doesn't believe in something called spiritually jacked dice.
Yeah, I don't believe that dice exert a kind of gravity. These are all lies. These are Hartman lies, and it's not the first time we've seen it, frankly.
Hey, I wanted to ask.
Like an attack ad.
I've waited as long as I can, and I have to know.
Yes.
Ryan, What did you do that morning that made your hands so smelly?
Yeah, we got to
I don't
know.
even think they did smell.
No,
I think it
they
was just a
did.
bit.
They stunk.
Yeah.
So that means that they smell like that all the time.
You
Yes.
told me that I could ask and that you would tell me.
You know what that means?
There's nothing
it means
special.
You know what that means? It means that Ryan stinks. Yeah.
Got him. Look at his
Oh,
dumb
well,
face.
Was that too much?
Do you really not remember? Your stinky
No,
little
I think
hand?
it was because I want to say it was because I was cooking the night before.
Cooking
It
what?
It was
No,
rich.
remember, we
and
filmed these so
spicy.
freaking long ago. I don't know what I did yesterday.
It was rich. I'll tell you this much, Kate. It was rich. It was spicy.
Okay.
Mhm.
I could probably put this together. I was like, did you and Tyler come over? I think that was hot
No.
dogs. It was the hot dogs. Yeah, it was.
You had homemade hot dog thingies?
Yeah. The ones I made for you.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Why?
Your hot dog thingies.
Why?
I'm
Why did
so
they
disappointed.
smell like
It was. I will tell you,
I was in that meat.
revered Shadow Council. I will tell you this. It was intense. It was a musk.
It was 6 pounds of raw meat.
Yeah.
And I had my hands in for
And it smelled like
3
it.
hours.
It smelled like it, honestly.
Okay, thank you. I can rest at last. Bye.
Tristan's
Bye.
gone. Tristan's gone. Now, there was a poll. It should be established. There was a poll, and the result of the poll, what the Shadow Council is most curious about, is Prism's character concept. Now, the one thing that we know about Tristan Falcone is that Tristan Falcone occasionally utilizes characters, perhaps inadvertently, to investigate aspects of their psyche.
Sherry, why don't you let them take this?
Oh, I will.
Why don't we? All right.
This is just the tea.
Okay.
I do want to say that we talked about this earlier in our group chat. Select excerpts from that go. Kate was saying, hey, the vote is either about Prism or Still. And I said, oh, mood disorders, easy. And then I said to Ryan, hello, have you heard of mood disorders? I'm trying to do the Ulu voice. And Ryan said, I've read this out loud 5 times. I don't know what it is. And I said, this all might be connected to what I'm about to say. So I, as an adult, was told by a therapist that people all have feelings. Did you know that? It's like the movie Inside, but for real. No, the important part is that people experience feelings, the same feelings, differently. And I really wanted to do a character that is constantly giving away what she is feeling, giving away that, like a tell, right? Like, so everyone knows you're angry, no matter what you're saying or trying to perceive, very much like real life. And the idea that she wants to help other people feel a way or like induce a feeling in another person. And that in her mind, like, oh, now we're all connected because we're all feeling angry or like we're all happy here in this space. And is just completely ignorant of the like different ways in which people feel those emotions. That's where it started. And then the more I kind of like dug down on that, I was like, oh, a really selfish person would think that. And so now you've seen me turn like with Walnut, a flaw that I found in myself, which is not having empathy for other people, and turning it inside out and really becoming the selfish, like, brat that I think that is embodied. So now I have excised Prism from myself. Now she is her own thing. And we can just explore that and it can be fun and we can look at it or we can not look at it.
Right.
But let's look at it.
I mean, I will say, because of course,
looking.
This was the first episode that we recorded when we recorded 3 separate episodes. And so I will say the next episode, Kate complimented me on. She thought it was pretty fun. And the episode after that, I think has Tristan is going to have to work very hard to top the Prism moments in the episode after next. It was really, really startling stuff.
I won't. Just put her down. We're done.
I was really, really impressed by it. Now, would it surprise you to learn that we have several Qs desirous of our A's? Now, Baron Humbobble says, Jerry, how did it feel to see one of your characters come to life during the PAX game? I can only imagine the satisfaction. Now, I will establish...
Spoiler.
I mean, mega spoiler, obviously. Thank you very much, Kate.
Stop watching.
Kate ran this game. It was very good. It was operated at a very high level of skill. But yes, this episode does involve the revelation of Certainty Drawn as a main stage player character for the Acquisitions Incorporated game. I won't say anything much more than that, except to say that she and I had a lot of conversations about sort of how it would go. We tried to build up some cool lore backstory and some of this stuff is like first time ever revealed on stage, but it's all a part of that game, and it's all sort of part of the Omen backstory, which in a lot of ways the C team as a game has Omen as like a background character that is always sort of poking in. Like the very first season is really sort of like Omen's backstory. And we're getting back around to that here in season 4. So it was really, really cool to find somebody who I could trust to do that. Chilau says, question for Kate. What's the spell that Yitzbin's been itching to use but you haven't had a chance to use yet? And how would Yitzbin cast it?
There are a few. I think I don't have her character sheet in front of me right now, but I'm pretty sure every time I look, I'm trying to figure out a reason to use gaseous form on one of you. But it has to be consensual, and like the role play of it is that she's just gonna like punch you as hard as you can, then you turn into a mist.
Oh, it's like a Doctor Strange type thing.
Yeah.
That's killer.
Yeah. I doubt it's ever going to happen or come up at the table. So thanks for allowing me to live that one out. Schleo.
That kicks ass. Now, Yithian Historian says, do you have any advice on how to intentionally guide character development? Now, generally speaking, I try not to do much more than the 3 questions. But it's possible that the three questions, it's possible that they offer opportunities to think about your character. So the main thing, it's like the first one is, what is your secret reason for joining the Acquisitions Incorporated? But broadly writ, it's what's your secret reason for joining the party? The second one is, who have you wronged? And the third one is, what would you kill to know? And so I don't go in and try to guide somebody on their specific decisions, but that second question has inside of it the idea that your character that you have made up has something that they might feel shame about. And that makes them think a little bit differently about the character that they've made. But in terms of like actually trying to like specifically guide it, anytime something like that happens, I try to talk to that character directly. I try not to take control of it that way. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, those questions they're tough to answer when you're first making a character because you don't know that character yet.
Not yet, but the fantasy scenario is that you have to think about them a little bit before you get to the table. Tranthosaurus, Precious Cast. PAX West has come and gone with lots of emotions and feelings for it having happened in person. What is one thing that surprised you about being back in person at PAX? I mentioned it a little bit, I think, in the post, but that first day, that first Friday, felt like a whole show. It felt like I had been to a 4-day show. And then when I woke up the next day, I was ready to do it indefinitely, just like every other time. But when I first hit the show, from beginning to end, that Friday felt like I had done the whole thing. And I mean, I talked to people about it, and they sort of shared with me that they felt something similar, that, you know, maybe the muscle or the instrument that we use to interact with other people maybe is out of practice, maybe a little atrophied there.
Yeah.
And so it's a workout of a different kind.
Can we just, I know we don't like to do this on this show, but I'd like to make an exception. Can we just like give Ryan Hartman a round of applause?
Yeah, he did a good job.
I would like to.
For pulling off an incredible PAX, all things considered, and not a single outbreak that I'm aware of. So like there were so many precautions taken, and seems to have worked out. Really proud of you, man. It was a great show.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good one. It was good to see everyone. It was weird. I will say, Jer Bear, you were in rare form.
You think?
I was I think you were definitely bringing your A game on like all the panels, but like, because like there was the 2 Jackbox panels, and I was like, oh, your schedule was so busy, I left you off the second one. I was like, I won't even bother, you know. And you were like, no, and you like texted me that day, like, well, there's a second panel. I was like, yeah,
I couldn't wait.
Like, put me in, coach. I want to be on that panel. I was like, oh, geez. You were high energy all that whole show. It was awesome.
It was even at like Friday after the Acq Inc game, you know, usually, you know, there's like a little bit of hanging out after, like, you know, at the Sheraton or the bar or whatever. And it was like Friday morning. You were just like, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're like,
I know.
You were like, yeah, okay, well, I guess we should be responsible and go to bed. But like, wow, we're all just like vibing, having a good time.
But
and I was like, I went home and I was like, I think this is the first time I've been truly happy in like 6 months.
It was so good though. I had Tristan like on my right, Kate was on my left, Crasp just around the corner there behind. These are my people. Like it's been a long time. Like obviously we played games, right? We had a chance to play a few games before, but to be in that elder context, like our old stomping grounds in like the Sheraton bar, yeah, it was something else. It was really meaningful.
Also, I know we don't usually do this on the show either, but also like a huge round of applause for Chris Stroud.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking taking up the mantle. Woo!
Fucking like rocked the shit out of all the new responsibilities and of being like the maestro of PAX. Very exciting. Very good job, my friend.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. I think it's just a desire to be a good team player. Well, and I can suspend all anxiety until that's done.
Well, and the truth is, they really rose to the challenge in a completely new panel format, an hour and a half long 1v1 role-playing game, based fundamentally in psychological horror, and also constructed from meticulous interviews with their best friends about what might make them feel bad. And then they endured it for an hour and a half. And I mean, I appreciate it.
No, I was not. I know that you were concerned because it was a new project. It's a new thing to do.
Yeah.
It could have been just for us. Yep. And everybody would have said, no, yuck. I don't know what this is.
No, that has not been my feedback.
No, I was delight. I would love to do it again. I want to reverse it.
Yeah.
I know we always do this on the show, but we said something nice about everyone. And I know I didn't do jack shit this PAX, but someone say something nice to me.
You were next. I got you. Don't worry.
I know. Say,
don't worry.
You did a great job DMing, and Tris was there.
Yeah. And Tris was there. Tris was my number one hype villain all weekends. Not only my co-writer, but also like ran up to me after the panel, gave me the hugest hug, texted me, was like, I'm going to tell you my thoughts in person. And then swear to God, spent the next 3 hours talking to me and everyone else around me about what a good job I did. Like, this is the best friend I've ever had in my life. And also really crushed it on the C-Team panel. So.
Oh, murder. Straight murder.
Thank you.
Best friend, hot dog fingies get nothing, worth nothing. All right.
That's like too much. The problem is that's like overboard.
I will loop back around to zero.
A strangeness. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know. That's a lot.
Right. Now, Yithian Historian has also come back in with, what's your favorite part about DMing for another DM? what's the biggest challenge? That's the easiest thing on earth, actually. As long as your system allows for, and as long as you aren't precious about your story, DMing for another DM is really really just a kind of collaboration. There's actually, if you're playing a game like this with another person who is creative and is picturing things and knows how to describe and model these things, that's a huge blessing, actually. I mean, my issue is that as a player, I'm always trying to DM. And I think that that's for anybody who DMs a lot, that's a pretty common thing. And a lot of modern RPGs, like especially in the indie space, like a Tales from the Loop or After the Flood type thing, they suggest actively that you allow players to set scenes and things like that. And Kate is always ready to back me up on stuff like that. I mean, that happens in the C-Team games. And then certainly for Crasp, when we were doing 1v1, I mean, they felt comfortable going in and really investigating some of these kind of tough concepts, honestly. So yeah, DMing for another DM, at least the way that I like to play these games, is a huge blessing.
That's one thing that I love. Githian Historian just said this in the chat. Fuck yes, please take some of that shit off my plate when I DM. Right? I love that. I think Ryan has gotten really good at that. Like when you want to describe something, just like take over and start describing it. I love it when players do that at the table. Yeah. It's so fun.
That's the table I want to play at. Taranthosaurus says, hello, Jerriford. Reporting to you live from Mox's boarding house. I already responded to one of your tweets on this. Thank you. A few Seattle Shadow counselors and I plan to hit up the local breweries in Ballard this evening. Any suggestions for places to stop on our crawl? This is the easiest thing on earth.
Envelope.
You want to hit Lucky Envelope, right? You want to hit Stoop, and you want to hit Obeck. Good news. These are all basically around one block. You can't lose. Oh, wow. That is where that is the center of the universe. Fremont often considers itself the center of the universe, but Ballard-wise, that is the real center of the universe as far as Seattle brewing goes. These are really, really unique breweries, completely world-class and literally within walking distance of you right now. When Eric Benson and I used to do our weekly writing session for the C-Team, that is the very walk that we took. So if you are a C-Team fan, take full advantage. AJ Scorp, I super missed the Idle Champion streams. Any chance we could do another? I mean, Alyssa will be overjoyed to hear it. I have no doubt that Codename Entertainment also feels some pleasure at that revelation. It is not impossible in any way, shape, or form. But of course, it's their thing, and they'd have to invite us to do it. Ninja Nisi, not a question. But thanks for bringing back the stream. It has been our great pleasure. Wednesdays are a lot more entertaining, for a few hours at least. Also, what color was Prism when she was talking to the dragon bat in Fear? Now, you suggested that you had cycled through a few colors, but maybe there's a couple colors that were more prominent.
Yeah, so I think of like yellow, pea green, like there's like it's like a volt color. It's gonna show up. It's like this color, this green. Specifically. Whereas but like not to be confused with the Jealousy one, which it's like a more bluish green. Mm-hmm. Look, I will Pantone swatch all these.
I love it. I love to see it. Now, listen. We have reached number 8 on the schedule. Jerry, thank partners. Well, it would be my great pleasure to do so. Level Up Dice. Obviously, I saw Jay Brooks opening up those glyphic dice bags, which Alyssa said I could not open for my own self.
Come on.
Very painful to me, but they seem like those cool smoked glass dice. Those are the ones I wanted. God damn it. Idle Champions obviously had a great time hanging out with them on Bardic Inspiration. We came up with a really legitimately cool Omen track. They've been supporting the show for years. Thank you so much. Elderwood Academy knocked it out of the fucking park for the new Rosie stuff. That's it. It's been our great pleasure. Shadow Council, may our labors please you. We will see you next week. Bye.